How's it going, guys? My name is Ted, and today I'm bringing you guys some information regarding the Sony Xperia Z. This is a brand new phone by Sony that got announced at CES Los Angeles 2013, and although that was a few weeks ago now, I still wanted to bring you guys some information about it. I didn't start getting back into my channel until about a week ago, and I want to make sure that I bring you guys consistent updates on a lot of these phones, and this one just got a major update today that I want to talk about, and I'll get to the special feature of this phone at the very end of the video, so stay tuned for that. Starting off with the specs of this device, you're coming with a 5-inch 1080p display. This is pretty common now. All the major OEMs are coming out with these 5-inch 1080p display devices. That's coming in at the average 440 pixels per inch. That's just mind-blowing. I mean, there's no other way to put it. 440 pixels per inch is more than you'd ever be able to recognize on a device. I don't think we'll see much higher resolution displays than this until they get bigger, but that's incredible resolution. Moving on to one of the standout features of this device, it's also coming with IP57 certification water and dust resistance. If I remember correctly, IP57 water and dust resistance means that it's good for 3 feet of water and a drop up to 3 feet. That's what I remember though. So don't go, like underwater scuba diving or something with this device before you look it up. Like, don't take my word for it. That's just what I remember. So I should have looked it up beforehand. I apologize for that. But I think 3 feet is when you're safe for that. So that's pretty good for a phone. Say you want to take in the shower with you. I don't know why you'd want your phone in the shower with you, but if you did, I think this phone will be good for that. So something to keep in mind. That's one of the added features of this device is its water resistance. Moving on to your Android software versions, you come with Android 4.1.2 Jelly Bean with the promise to upgrade to 4.2 shortly after release. And that's kind of a pet peeve of mine, is when these big manufacturers say that they're going to update you shortly after release. Because I've had a bunch of phones, guys, and when they say shortly after release, they mean like within 6 months to a year time frame. Normally, now sometimes they're good about it, but generally speaking, it's going to be several months before you're going to see the next version of Android. And by the time you do get it, there'll be a newer version out. So you can't ever win that game. But if 4.1 is fine with you, then stick with this phone. 4.1.2 Jelly Bean is still a good version of Jelly Bean, and 4.2 had really no significant changes anyways. As far as your RAM and your ROM, you're coming with 2 GB of RAM. Pretty standard nowadays on any flagship device. I wouldn't expect less than that. I would like to see more than that, though, if anyone wants to do that. And then you're coming with 16 GB of read-only memory, or your ROM, which is pretty good. But if you want to expand it even more, they give you the choice to add on a micro SD card, which is awesome. I love manufacturers that throw in a micro SD card slot and don't make you just pay for extra storage. I think the micro SD card slot's a great way to go, and that also comes with this device. I'm sorry, the SD card does not come with the device, but the slot for it does. So if you have one, you can put it in there to expand your storage. As far as your cameras, you're coming with the 13.1 megapixel rear-facing camera paired with a 2.2 megapixel front-facing camera. They both record at 1080p. It's pretty standard nowadays, but from what I've heard, the user interface for the cameras on Sony devices are actually pretty decent. So not as good as HTC, but they're better than like a Samsung or anything else like that. As far as your processor, you're coming with the standard Qualcomm quad-core Snapdragon S4 Pro. That's a mouthful. Clocked at 1.5 gigahertz with the Adreno 320 GPU. Snapdragon recently announced some new, I think it's a Snapdragon 600 and Snapdragon 800 series processors, and I was hoping that they'd put that in this Sony device, but unfortunately they didn't. So when this device comes out, it will be running with the old version, or when it gets released, it'll be the old version of the Snapdragon S4 processor. One thing to keep in mind, if you like the latest and greatest bleeding edge technology, this processor is going to be about a year old by the time this phone comes out. Still a good one, but it'll be a year old. As far as your battery, you're coming with a 2,330 milliamp hour battery. It's non-removable, so you can't get to it, and the reason for that is actually kind of good. It's got a very, very nice finish on this device, and it's got a glass back. So if you've seen the Nexus 4, you know that some people like it, some people don't like it. I personally love glass backs. I like that it feels good on your hands. It adds weight to your device, and even though it cracks, I never drop my phone. I've never once dropped a phone in my life. So that's saying something there. Like I take care like a little baby. So for me, I like better build quality devices, and having a glass back is really interesting. I really like that. In fact, the Nexus 4 just got back in stock in Google, and I'm super considering buying it. I don't have enough money right now. I'm going to talk to my parents about that. I'm in college, so I have like no money ever. Anyways, moving on to the expected release date. You're looking at a March release date in the UK, shortly followed by hopefully a global release for the US, as well as like China, Japan, all those other places, in beginning of April. So that's what we're looking at. And one feature that I saved this video for is that it was recently announced that Sony will also be giving a $300 pair of their Sony headphones to anyone that pre-orders in the UK. So I'll leave a link down in the description below if I can find it. I'm pretty sure I will. If you pre-order on, I think it's 3 and maybe O2, those are the carriers, in the UK that'll be holding this offer. If you pre-order before like February 28th, I want to say, you'll get a free $300 pair of headsets, and that's like 200 pounds, something like that, or 190 pounds. So that's a great deal. If you're going to get this phone anyways, go ahead and pre-order it if you're on those two carriers, because you'll get a free 200 pound or $300 pair of headphones. They look pretty badass. I think they're Bluetooth enabled, so it's just a free perk. It's like a $750 headset. I think it's 600 pounds or 512 pounds. It's some number like that of dollars. So if you want to go out and get it, check the link in the description below. Other than that, guys, I hope you enjoyed this review. If you learned something new, be sure to click the like button. If you want to stay subscribed, be sure to click that button up top, or maybe it's down below now they revamped the YouTube thing. But I'll keep you up to date on the latest and greatest Android technology. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll catch y'all later. Bye.